Welcome back to Three Sisters. Time for the Enterprise Automation Services British Mini Bikes FIM MiniGP UK 190 Series. Marco Holt and Henry McCartney, Blake Wilson and Jensen Bishop with Arnie Carr and Izzy Carter. 6 very closely run riders. Annabelle McCarthy is next up. Then we've got in the MiniGP 190/70 second grid, Wilson Dukes and Travis Shaw. Then Ollie O'Gorman, Rupert White and David Wilton, followed by John Pitcher, Oliver Pitcher and Lucas King. Now this is a race of 2 halves, don't forget, because we've got the FIM MiniGP UK 190s and we've got the MiniGP 190/70s. We'll focus on the FIMs. Off we go. It's going to be a fantastic start from Marco Holt, who came into the weekend, of course, as the nearly man in the championship. Now, you'll notice that we're going on a different race circuit this time. Diving up the inside already, trying to challenge Marco Holt for the lead as we actually work our way up the valley the other way. And this is the delayed split grid start for the 190/70s. This is all going to be about Wilson Dilks and how his reactions work out. Look at it, he's already charged away. He's gone. Meanwhile, the rest of the field are getting back to what we were seeing from the previous configuration. We're actually using the international circuit for these grids, so they're actually going to go straight up the hill. Watch, they're going to go flat really through the right. They lean in slightly as they go up the crest and onto the top of Coward Summit. Look how close these 3 are. Holt, McCartney, Wilson, and these are the 3 that are riding for the championship, don't forget. And there's only 2 places at the World Championships at the end of the year.
Yeah, top 2 in this championship go to the World Championships at the end of the year. Don't forget Marco Holt, if you were with us at Rowra for round 2, crashed out. And of course, if they crash in any junior class in this championship, it's a safety issue. They cannot pick the bike up and they don't score any points, and there's no drop scores at the end of the season. The dynamic is incredible. And Marco Holt, of course, crashed in the final turn at Rowra, run his bike across the line that day, but of course was then excluded because he was running effectively on a live track with his bike. He did get across the line in 3rd, but then was excluded after the race.
Yeah, such a shame, and it tells you just how badly these riders want it. Blake Wilson is actually leading the championship going into this weekend, and he is finding it a real uphill struggle, literally, as they go through Coward Summit. Currently in 3rd position behind Holt and behind the current leader, Henry McCartney, who's managed to slip his way through past Holt initially. Well, at the last timing beacon, of course, Henry McCartney was in front. Now Marco Holt's back in front, so they are slipping and sliding, swapping the leading positions at the moment. This is going to be so tight with it. This is one of my favourite sections in British mini bikes this year, going through the left, right, left, where you really have to change the camber, change the weight transfer all the way through, and keep the speed prominent. So tough.
Back marker in the way. Back marker in the way is from another class, the 190/70 class, and that will affect these riders who are out front. It's how you deal with the traffic. It's Holt that leads it from McCartney, and the championship leader Blake Wilson now just starting to lose the back of them.
Time for Wilson to keep his wits about him. He cannot afford to lose ground behind these riders as we watch John Pitcher going through down at the bottom of the hill onto the school straight. Look at the time that Blake Wilson's made up. He's been able to utilise getting past Oliver Pitcher in exactly the right frame of mind. He's actually gained quite a few bike lengths in managing to just commit over the top of Coward Summit. These 2, Holt and McCartney, had to be just the tiniest bit more tentative. That's good for Blake Wilson. That's going to keep him right in the fray. Here we go again. Left, right, left. Such an aggressive part of any race circuit in Great Britain. This. Look at Blake Wilson. The determination to catch up to these 2 and make up for the time lost is so impressive, as John Pitcher is now the man up in front of these 3. The battle for 4th position further back. Jensen Bishop trying to dispense with Arnie Carr by just stretching out the advantage. It's not going to be too easy. That is Rupert White and David Wilton. Then John Pitcher. Then comes the leading trio in FIM MiniGP. So they're not just going to get 1 or 2 riders to deal with. They're about to get the whole traffic jam as Wilson Dilks still leads it in MiniGP 190/70.
Yeah, here they come. Back marker in the way. Holt goes by. McCartney goes by. That's good riding right there. But the man in 3rd place, Blake Wilson, looks like he's been held up.
Oh, he's been pinched at exactly the wrong moment, Alan. That's not what he wants at all.
Up over the valley, the wrong way round if you're in karting. That is the wrong way round over the valley. We normally go in karting the opposite direction, but here they come, the race leaders. Again, it's how you deal with the traffic.
Look at what that's done for Blake Wilson. He's just completely out of it, but now these 2 are really going to struggle. Oh, beautiful from McCartney. He swings to the right while Holt went left, and that is exactly how he's been able to snatch the lead away. Henry McCartney Absolutely perfect reactions. Not really a lot you can do in that moment. You've just got to go with what feels right to you in that split second. And McCartney snatches it from Holt. Now Marco Holt's got to respond, and they've got more traffic to deal with, so he can do exactly the same thing if he keeps his wits about him. But look at what else it's done. That little bit of hesitation has brought Blake Wilson right back into it. Here comes Marco Holt again. Oh, he snatches it back from Henry McCartney. 2 lead changes in the space of half a lap. Now it's going to be 3. Dives back in, McCartney retakes it from Marco Holt. Holt's going to get back on the throttle. Now we're going to get into this sweeper system. Left, right, left, and look at Blake Wilson. He's loving it. Go on, guys. Keep swapping positions. I'll have you both.
Yeah, he's got a lot closer, hasn't he? This is amazing. Now, I will say this, Jake, because Marco Holt crashed at round 2, he has to win this race and the next one today. He's got to finish in front of the man in front of him now. He cannot allow McCartney to win. He's up the inside. Marco Holt up the inside at Penrith. Klein and Holt back into the lead.
Such a tough corner to get it done on the approach to Coward Summit. And Marco Holt is back in the lead once again. Meanwhile, Lucas King is dueling with Wilson Dilks. Dilks has actually got him, so that's very impressive indeed from Wilson Dilks. Don't forget, he's the leader in the MiniGP 190/70, so for him to be mixing it with the lower end of the FIM is very impressive. Right, here we go. McCartney back down the inside, retakes Marco Holt again. Another lead change. I now make that 5 in the space of a lap and a half. Excellent stuff. Now Marco Holt's got to respond. What can Blake Wilson do? He's just calculating, and they've got a slow rider in front again.
Can he do to McCartney what McCartney did to him? No, he can't. He gets held up. Marco Holt gets held up. That allows Blake Wilson to get closer. Championship points, by the way, coming into this round. Blake Wilson has a 9-point championship lead over Henry McCartney. 147 plays 138. Marco Holt is on 110 after crashing at Rowra at round 2. So effectively, he has to win this race and the one later.
Holt down the hill. Surely he's not going to throw it in into the school turn along the straight, and now he's going to have an opportunity into the first corner. Here he goes! Throws it up the inside. McCartney's going to resist him. Oh, that's so close! Unbelievable work from McCartney to keep Marco Holt at bay. He's lost it! He's gone down! Marco Holt gets up to the inside line, and McCartney has thrown it away the same way Marco Holt did in round 2 at Rowra. McCartney's now the man who goes down instead. I cannot believe it. Every single race nearly, we're getting twist after turn, and it's McCartney's time to fall. Amazing defense here on Marco Holt. Holds his nerve all the way through, but he's out of position. Now he's got to turn back across, and he's just low-sided it. So unfortunate. 2 seats in the World Championship at the end of the year, and it just got a lot tighter. Henry McCartney, agony. He knows he can't restart. It's game over. No points at Three Sisters Race 1.
Well, that incident with a couple of others, this one, for example, in Luna Bend, and Lucas King on the 16 bike, he also went down. That would bring out a red flag, and the result in the end would be Marco Holt taking a very valuable win indeed. That is Lucas King off the 16 bike. No injuries to any riders. They'd all picked themselves up in the end, but it was Marco Holt that went on to take the win from Blake Wilson. There was something going on the last lap. 7 seconds split them in the end, Holt from Wilson. There was some discrepancy over whether a checkered flag had been thrown or not, but that's where it finished. Holt, Wilson and Bishop, top 3. McCartney's crash has cost him some significant championship points.